Hey guys, Adam Perry here with TrueDFS, and I am going to go over today's NHL DFS slate. We'll cover DraftKings. Maybe if we have time, we'll cover FanDuel. Before I get started, don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. You know what I'm here for. Really, I'm not a no puck kind of guy, as they say, with no ball, no puck. I am a projections guy. I'm a projections guy, and I'm a Sims guy. So really what I want to do is demonstrate these tools, and you can get all these tools at TrueDFS.com. So check out TrueDFS.com. You get these Discord, the projections from Goldie, the projections from Sheets. There's a lot of stuff, you get. So check that out if you like what you see. I'm going to go ahead. It's my first day back. I have been out of the country for 5 weeks, so I'm not sure how much or if I'm going to get to play tonight, but still want to go over the slate, get my feet wet in building and stuff. So we'll take a look at projections, maybe do like a hand build, just see how the slate looks. Then we'll build using the contest sims and the play-by-play sims and kind of see where we get. I'm going to kind of just spitball my way through it. What's up, Andy? Afternoon to you too. I'm going to just kind of spitball my way through it, just see what looks good. We'll take a look at some of the underlying like time on ice stuff and correlation stuff with natural stat trick and daily face-off and all the stuff at our disposal. We'll take a look at implied odds maybe to get an idea where teams stand. And we could take a look at news. I mean, I've got this pulled up. What's up? Let's make some money. That's right, Eagles. Let's make some money. First video of the year. Now, Sheets has a video up too, so check that out. Sheets is really process-oriented, so you can get an idea of like really great, efficient way to run lineups on whether you're playing DraftKings or FanDuel. So check that out. This is not really a newsy slate. There's 8 games, but there's not too much. Of course, keep lines, keep taking a look at lines as you get close to game time, just in case anything changes. So that's something we always have to do playing NHL DFS. So do that, get goalie confirmations, etc. But yeah, let's build a lineup using the projections and just see where we get. Sorry, I'm coming down with a little bit of a cough, so I apologize there. It looks like if we just look at the slate, Toronto's got the 4 total. Carolina's got the 4-1, so they're going to kind of stand out. Now, I imagine Toronto is pricey with Austin Matthews and Nylander. Probably get Cowan cheap. Hello, let's go. Kenneth, yeah, that's right. Let's go, everyone. Hopefully, one of us is celebrating in Discord a 100K takedown or something, or some big takedown. Got the 100K to first tonight, which is always encouraging. But now, Carolina is tough, right? Because the time on ice has been split up pretty well, other than Rantanen, who I think like Rantanen has played quite a bit. And I think Rantanen's played on, he's done the Ovechkin thing where he plays on both power plays. So maybe Rantanen's a little sneaky. I don't think projections and the Sims really capture that too well. So maybe when we look at projections, we could prioritize that. Let's take a look at like who's popping in the value scores. You've got, of course, Draisaitl and McDavid, but they're going to be, aside from, well, nobody's too owned on this slate, which is nice, but they are going to be tough to get in together, as Edmonton always is. Mangiapane playing with them makes it cheaper. I don't think Mangiapane's on the power play, though, which does matter, right? I mean, one thing we've learned a little over the last 2 years. SaberSim was always highly sort of biased towards the power play and the power play upside. Now, that hasn't changed too much, but it's changed a little last year as they did a better job getting the even strength correlations. And you got Tomasek on power play 1 with Edmonton. So that's new, and he's got to be cheap, right? Edmonton doesn't have a great total going into New York, but it's Edmonton. I mean, McDavid and Draisaitl can kind of score on anyone. So let's just keep that in mind, right? I mean, those are the 2 top kind of guys. Carolina's got Ehlers and Aho showing up. Ehlers and Aho are, well, you know, as the season goes on, we'll get to know the lines better. And we'll just be able to do this quick. They are on line one together. They are on power play one together. This doesn't have Randon in it. I thought Randon. Oh, sorry, Randon's on Dallas. What am I talking about? That's right. Well, I don't know what got into me. Why I was talking to him on Carolina. So okay, but you know, Carolina splits the ice time pretty well. But okay, Carolina popping for value in the high total game. Robertson looking pretty good. Randon not showing up, but I don't know how much it takes that into account. Now you could get K'Andre Miller in there. He's not going to be on power play one, but he should get good ice time and correlate well. So where do we want to go? Let's see. You know, Carolina's going to look good. They're going to be chalkier, though. You'll have to, you know, late swap's going to really come into play, too. If you're chasing, you got to switch off Carolina late. Let's see, Kaprizov. Let's just see if you could fit. I mean, Edmonton's not going to look that great. What's their total in New York? It's a 3 total, but like they have huge upside, right? Edmonton, sort of a matchup proof kind of team. So let's say we wanted to get those 2 kind of top guys. You know, you could go Matthews and Nylander too. Let's get David, Draisaitl. Let's say we want to get, I don't think we're going to just get the whole power play. Sorry, guys. Let's see. You could put Mangiapane in there. Get RNH and Bouchard. What do we have left of man? I mean, let's say if we went with like a halfway, just like a middling goalie. You could do it, right? Then we need a top value guy. So let's just sort it by points per dollar. Yeah, Seneke. I'm hearing his name everywhere. He's not going to be 5% owned. Let's say we wanted to play. What's Miller priced at? Miller, Blake. Yeah, Seneke really makes it work. I mean, this is going to be a chalky one-off, but I don't think it's like a totally chalky lineup. You get K'Andre Miller in there, and then who's the best guy, you know, you could get for under 3,800. Now, okay, Dobes. I don't think Dobes is starting for Montreal. I think it's Montembeault. Okay, Montembeault. Then we have 3,800. So let's sort by fantasy points. I have to go to page 2 for that. Oh, okay. And we can correlate Jackson Blake, right? I mean, these are going to be, it's going to be a not so chalky Edmonton stack on the power play with the power play upside. Minnesota has upside with top 6. Yeah. And Minnesota's got another, let's see what you could do with Minnesota Eagles. Let's take a look. Like, let's see top 6. And the power play has Zeev Boehm at like really cheap. Let's see what you could do. Let's see what you do with the power play. Tarasenko, Tarasenko's in the top 6, right? He's got to be, yeah. Tarasenko, Jeek, Boldy, Boehm, Kaprizov. Tarasenko, Jeek, Boldy, Krill, Boehm. Yeah, I mean, let's just I'm just going back to Montembeau, whatever. So you play Montembeau. And then, you could go pretty damn near solid here. Well, let's go back and sort by Sheets value score. Also, you don't have to stack the power play, right? I mean, this is a debate too. Do you want the 4-3 stack? The 4-2-2s are playable. I don't think the 3-3s are. People play them. I don't like it. I still like the power play upside. Now, we've talked about this. We'll go through the Pater tools too, and we'll go through some bets on Pater. But we've got insight from there that the 4-3 does tend to be the best until the slate gets bigger. 8 games is kind of starting to push it, but it also depends how many people are doing it, right? And so not a lot of people playing the pure 5-man stacks and the power plays and things like that. I'll tell you, a lot of people aren't playing the 6-man onslaught. It depends on slate size. It depends on contest size, of course. I prefer the onslaughts. I just don't think they're played enough, especially as the chances of outliers increases or the need for outlier performances as the contest size gets bigger. So it's something to think about. We're going to build on SaberSim that way. SaberSim tends to grade those, by far being the best. So I tend to like that too. We'll take a look at Pater, at least for betting. If we have time, we'll take a look for DFS too. Minnesota's been fire so far. Yeah, I mean, what's their total? What's Minnesota's total? I mean, not good. That's why they're cheap. But all you need is a couple correlated goals. 2-3 correlated goals. You could be jamming. So let's see if we want to play one of these. I mean, Miller is coming up as a really good value. He's going to be played a lot as a one-off, I think. Let's see if there's any other cheap guys. Not really. Let's take a look for a sec. Who else is? So let's just say we don't need Seneke here. But if you have, the one thing I like about Seneke in this is that now you got money to spend. So Minnesota, right? Not going to be owned. Doesn't have a high team total. Not like the greatest raw points play, but you're going to get leverage. You only need, if they hit 3 goals and they get them correlated for that price, you're jamming, right? So who do we get or want to get in? Can you get Jarvis in? No, we need a center. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. Look how we're just waiting until late night, huh? 3,400 for a D-man. Let's see who the best defenseman is. Points per dollar at 3,400. Sean Walker. There you go. More correlation. He's going to be popular, I imagine. You can get Sean Walker in there. I won't put the full lineup in per DraftKings rules, but there you go. If you want to play Minnesota, you get some good stuff with it, right? Especially if you want to play Seneke. So, pick goalie, however you pick goalie. Some people like to really think about it and look and try and get someone with shot volume. Try and, the win bonus, the smaller the contest size, the more the win bonus matters in just getting a win. So something to think about there. Let's take a look at the Pater tools before we go to SaberSim. Let's see the range of outcomes tool, what we can learn there. Let's see if it confirms anything we like. Randon's interesting because if you picture him playing on both power plays and getting way more minutes than the rest of Dallas at a pretty, it's a decent total for this slate, then he becomes a good one-off. It's like Ovi was a good one-off last year. So that's not something the projections are capturing. All right. So let's get line combo range of outcomes. Yeah. You can't go wrong with Tampa, right? They kind of play pond hockey. They score a ton. They get scored on. Point Kucherov and Hagel. I mean, they're pretty damn good. Ownership's not bad on them. It comes in lower than Pittsburgh. It's really high Pittsburgh. Ownership's just spread out in general today, so you don't have to worry about it too much. I don't think their chances of a 3x are very high. Now, Pittsburgh has a high chance of, Pittsburgh's a little cheaper with a higher chance of 3xing. So we'll see how it compares to SaberSim, but let's see what we could build using Tampa or Pittsburgh. Again, if you're just coming in, like and subscribe. It helps us out. It means a lot to us. And I apologize for the cough. Coming down with something, but wanting to get out here. Get a video going. Yeah, so power play is just about the same as us. You don't get Hagel on the power play. So let's see. Let's see if we wanted to play those three, though. We won't do a power play stack. That's fine. Power play has high upside, the power play stack, but it isn't the median like you get with the even strength guys. So let's go. Let's just here, Vasilevsky, Hagel. Do we want to throw in? Let's throw in Hedman. You can do some damage here, and they're not going to be owned too much. You can get a Seneke in there. You don't need to get Seneke in there. We can go with Boehm. Boehm's 4K. He's not that cheap. What's his time on ice like? Yeah, I mean, boy. His minutes went down. I wonder what the reason for that was. I haven't taken in as much stuff being out of the country, but Eagles, maybe is Boehm's minutes expected to go back down because he's playing a third liner? Maybe they just didn't get a lot of power plays this game. Playing against the Kings. Let's see. It may be that just his minutes went down because of that, and he was just only at the third line. He's got upside if they hit the power play. Let's take a look at the shift chart. Yeah, I mean, he's getting all the power play, man. He just as a third liner doesn't get that much, but one of the nice things you say, like Eagles, you say Minnesota power play's been fire. One of the reasons is they're getting the whole shift, right? I mean, this is why we look at this, because throughout the year we start to learn team tendencies and things that aren't picked up in projections, right? And one of the things you see here, now Minnesota's not like a great team on this slate, but one of the things you see is the correlation is stronger because they're getting the full 2 minutes together for the most part, as opposed to them splitting the power play. That's a team by team thing, but we want to note that. So anyway, with 4K, man, who's looks like a good value? Let's see what looks like a good value points per dollar besides Seneke. Yeah, Jackson Blake, of course. A lot of D-men. People going to be punting down at D-men. Get Ghost is beer. Ghost, I mean, 4,300. You get power play with him too. 2,500 for the Rangers backup center. Wenberg at 3K is interesting, right? I mean, San Jose's going to have the crappy total, but is Wenberg still on the power play? He was last season. No. But what line is he on? Line 2? I don't know. We're reaching here. Rasmus Sandin. I don't know if he's on power play too. Learn. Good luck tonight to you too, Eagles. Yeah, boy, I'm a young D-man. Let's go. What if we went Jackson Blake? What's that Carolina power play look like? Now, Blake is on power play too. I remember that. And you can get Miller or Walker. Walker is 33. Let's see what the playing time has looked like between the two. 23 minutes for Walker. Yeah, Miller's going to get more playing time. It's a double D. It's a double D power play. It's always different, but so we could go with like a 4-3. Who would correlate? Stankoven. He's not at center though. Is Hall? Is he at center? Let's see. Or we could just go with the 5-man Tampa. Yeah, Stankover at center works. Can we get Gunsel in though? Or you could throw Bjorkstrand in there. Yeah, you can't get Gunsel, but you get Bjorkstrand and any kind of center. Let's see who the top center is that we could get in. No, just we won't spend this much time every day on this, but we'll keep taking a look throughout the year. But we'll get this process more efficient. But I like the idea of, coming in and just spitballing here. Yeah, I mean, Granlund's the top guy we could get on a much improved Anaheim Ducks team. Granlund's going to get power play 1 time. Per DraftKings rules, I won't put it in, but there's a nice lineup with Tampa. That's going to look, the thing is that's going to look good from projections wise, and it's going to look good from what we're getting in the range of outcomes, that strong range of outcomes for Tampa that we're getting in Pater. So I like it. Let's go ahead and build using play-by-play sims. See what we can get. So yeah, I'm not going to mess with the minimum. I'm not going to mess with anything really. I'm just going to build 5,000. Make 2 changes. Actually, we don't need to make any changes, do we? Because we're going to use Goldie's projections. Now, what I'm going to do here is demand a lot of correlation. You'll see different, right? Like Sheets will just build any lineups and then X them out after. I say, why build them then? I only want to grade lineups I can play. I only get 5,000. Sheets is chosen to upgrade and get 20,000 lineups. The more lineups you have, the less that matters. But with 5,000 lineups, I got to make it count. So I only want to get lineups that I want to play anyway. So let's see where we get using Goldie's stuff for DraftKings. On tonight's slate, there's good contests. Good stuff in the lobby. We got tomorrow. Tomorrow's like only a 4 game. So you get, I hope, I'm not like a no puck hockey guy. So let's see if the schedule is like it was last year, which was so for us. You'd get like 10, 11 game slates, then a 2-game slate, and then an 8-game slate, and then a 2-game slate, and then an 11-game slate, and a 2-game. And it was really frustrating. You'd get these unplayable slates. Didn't love it. Did not love it. But okay. We've got 5,000 lineups. Bill, let's take a look at exposures. Just see on the play-by-play. Not exposures, rather. Let's see our pool. Philip Gustafson, our most exposed player in the 5,000, right? We haven't run the contest sim yet. Dustin Wolf, a lot of Austin Matthews. This can give you an idea of where ownership's going to go. See stacks. What are overall stacks look like? Carolina, Toronto, no surprise. Washington coming up. I like Washington. When you get Ovi in there, you get the extra playing time with him and the correlation with more people on both power plays. So he's kind of like a Rantanen type. Dallas in there, speaking of Rantanen. Okay. Let's run. Okay, we got a projections update. Let's do that. And then let's simulate some contests. So let's simulate thanks, Jordan. Let's simulate the flagship. Why didn't this? There we go. There we go. So flagship high dollar at least for the and then let's get the $15. Isn't that going to let us do both? Because I haven't uploaded my entries. Oh, it did it and didn't tell me. Okay, well, we don't want all of that. So let's delete one. The more you use these, the more you get used to it. There was an update on SaberSim while I was away, so I'm a little bit out of practice in that regard too. And that's why we get these reps in every day, right? I mean, these videos help me so much, right? These videos help me so much to get my process down day in and day out. Let's run sims for both. And then we'll run portfolio manager. And we'll just take a look at what we get to. Now, Sheets has this thing, he doesn't even want to look, which makes perfect sense, right? Because if you trust your process, you're not supposed to care what you get to. You're worried about how you manage these inputs. Let me do, okay, well, is it not even going to let me if I don't open my lineups first? Is that part of the changes? I mean, what if I do by saver score? There I could see. Okay. So I want to see Sims, ROI, top ROI lineups. There we go. A 4-3 Rangers, Ducks with the correlated Dustal. Not bad. Oh, there's Tampa. See, I love when you have Point Cooch and you don't get Point Cooch and Hagel, but you get Point and Cooch. I mean, I love when our Pater tools and SaberSim are in sync, right? I mean, and it's not like, oh, I just like it because they're both good or they both, right? That tells you something, right? It tells you that your results are more robust, right? That your lineup grades well, not in one sim, but in two sims, right? Because these are so sensitive to the projections. right? The sim is it's gonna matter so much how your inputs are. So if you look good in one, well, you better look good in the one you use, right? Of course, we're gonna look good in SaberSim when we use SaberSim and PayDirt when we use PayDirt. When we do both, it's another story, right? Then it's saying you look good in two sims. Here we go. Let's run for 150 lineups to do. Is it not going to let us? Yeah, it's just not going to let us do Portfolio Manager without adding. And I'm not ready to commit today. Let's put it that way. Just because of I got daycare pickup. I just got home. It was just 5 weeks in the UK. So next time we'll have that ready to go. But let's see. We can still find the top ROI lineups. So let's see who's coming up in our top 150 ROI. Stacks. Why are you doing this to me? There we go. A lot of Tampa and Anaheim. Let's see what the Pittsburgh is getting. Not a lot of Pittsburgh here. 3 in our top 150 ROI. And this is the 150 ROI for the 100K, right? For a 1,000-man field. Let's see. We'll take a look in a second for the flagship. The Pittsburgh 3-man. Ending with the Pittsburgh 4. I mean, you kind of have 4 with the correlated goalie. Here's the 2-man with Tampa. Oh, there you go. I mean, that's got to satisfy both a lot, right? That's got to satisfy both models. We're going to grade well across the different assumptions of both these different algorithms. You know, I'm inclined to play something like this in the 100K. I love it. Punt with bunting, hope to get something. I love it. Let's see. We want to run the top ROI, old Saber score. They've updated Saber score too, I guess. I assume that's what it means. Oh, what if we did target ROI? Let's see if this changes it. It's target ROI, portfolio manager. See, why can't we run portfolio manager? I have to set the number of lineups, but it's not letting me. I don't want to upload first. You should when you're playing and stuff, but I don't want to do that today. Okay. We'll just skip that for now. Frustrating, but fine. We'll go the old method of just getting the top ROI lineups for the flagship. Let's get it. Come on, SaberSim. Boy, going for that long, it changes a lot on me. What else we got going on? We got college football tonight. I love college football DFS. I may throw a couple in there. See if I sim it again, if this just takes care of it. Frustrating indeed. We'll get it straightened out by tomorrow. I'm going to post in Discord some bets too, but we'll go over that today. See what the paydirt model likes. I'm only going to give this another couple seconds. Saber Sim, come on, man. All right. Anything? I don't want the pool. I want the top. Okay, we can sort the pool by ROI, I suppose. Suppose we could do that. Why is it giving me... Why is it starting at 112? Is that because it won't let them in both? Like it won't let them in the 100K, in the spinorama, as they say. All right. So people always ask, two things people ask about: bets, and they ask about FanDuel. So let's just build on FanDuel quickly. I imagine we're going to run into the same problem. This is exactly why you do it day in and day out. This is exactly why you do it, to get reps in so that you don't run into these problems before lock, right? Because frankly, I don't care that much what happens in this video as long as I learn something. And on top of learning, what's good on this particular slate, I learn what's good, how to build. And so I'm happy to get the kinks out right here, so I don't go through these kinks when it counts. I'll say it again. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Helps us out. If you like these tools, and despite the kinks, they are amazingly effective. Running play-by-play sims and then the contest sims and winning money. So check out TrueDFS.com because you can get all of them, as well as the projections, the premium Discord, a lot of stuff. So well worth it. We got a projections update. I'm not going to get that in. It doesn't matter. We're using goldies instead of saber sims. Get us a little bit different. Maybe next time we'll do both and see how the different projection sets fare. All right. So if you just generically run 150, is this giving me a portfolio? I mean, is that the gist of it? But I don't want a generic. What is the generic one? It's just 1,000 entrants, 10% diversity, flagship MME. I don't want a generic one. I want the breakaway. Okay, let's get the breakaway on and this generic thing off and see if we can make it happen. We're at least going to get the top ROIs, but we'll see if we get a portfolio. And I have to resolve it without entries, since I don't play on FanDuel, but I want to build to show you guys, right? People ask, like, what are you getting to? So I want to be able to answer that question. So I've got to be able to do this like I used to. Here we go. 150 lines portfolio. It seems to know it. So let's see. Good. Let's see what our top. Oh, I didn't change stacks, so we got to get used to doing that. See, that's another thing I forgot. So, Carolina, hear the Edmonton coming up. So, FanDuel, Edmonton coming up is a much stronger play. I see. It didn't run Sims automatically. So now we're going to run into that problem. But Edmonton coming up is a much stronger play. Dallas as well on FanDuel. We'll see how our ROIs grade out. This is going to get, we'll not only will we get the Saber Sim smoother throughout the year, we're going to get just more knowledge of the lines, more knowledge of the ice time, all that as the year goes on. And we will get much more efficient and sharper as it goes. Okay. Let's sort by ROI. Why is it not giving me lineups? Here I am telling you how great these tools are, but I myself have not worked out how to use them yet. I mean, I have for years of using them, and I stand by them. However, 5 weeks off and some changes on SaberSim's end has really affected my abilities. Forget target contests. There we go. All right. So in a 150 set, top ROIs. Now, this is not the portfolio method. These are just the top ROIs. A lot of Anaheim, Tampa coming back, Toronto. You get to the Edmonton kind of with the field. I mean, we don't have the portfolio in, but we're getting a pretty spread out range of stacks on FanDuel. I like it. Let's see. Let's see if Goldie stuff would have got us there. Yeah, you get the Edmonton, Toronto. You don't get as much Anaheim. Points per dollar. Nope. So it really changes. Really changes when you run those sims where you're going to get to. But who would I play on FanDuel? Anaheim, Tampa, Toronto. Most likely Anaheim. Let's see what an Anaheim looks like. Yeah, I mean, you get McDavid, Bouchard, Draisaitl in there with them on the 4-3, which is as much correlation as you can get to on FanDuel. I like it. I like it. Let's take a look. I'll put these. People always ask, like, are you betting? Do you have your bets? I do not personally, but our tools do. Paydirt will help you find the top bets on the day. And one thing to remember, you want to run a portfolio of lineups on DraftKings. And I always say it doesn't know if you're playing DraftKings and FanDuel, the portfolio manager doesn't know that you're playing both sites, right? So it gives you a portfolio for one and a portfolio for the other, but really you have one portfolio together. So, and it doesn't know that. Well, the same is true of betting, right? So if you're going to bet hockey and you're going to play DFS, you better have different bankrolls. Just have separate bankrolls for both of them, because if you use the same bankroll, you're sort of cannibalizing yourself and the portfolio diversity that you're gonna get in with these tools, right? And so, warning: separate your bankrolls if you're gonna play these bets. Now let's find like what the top props are. I like to do it. Change that different. I forgot he showed me last year the way he did it. Looking for the top bets. I'm just going to look. I did before just like looking at stat categories. So we'll do, assists and points, going to be more of long shots, shots blocked, shots on goal. Shots on goal were like the most even and smoothest. Is this how we find it? Stats. Oh, okay. Simulate prop category. Let's go. I think this should work. So we'll find like the top bets in every category. See what looks good today in the model. And then we'll bounce. This is broken. Wow, everything. Nothing going right for me today. Let's see if we could do it another way. Let's just see what the biggest edges are. Overs. Unders. Yeah, makes sense that the edges would be on the unders if people aren't playing them enough. Jaden Schwartz, Seattle. He's got a shot on goal prop of 1.5. You get the under at plus, is that plus 145? Unibet, I can't access Unibet in Illinois. Let's see what it is at DraftKings. This would be our top edge as far as I can see it. Shots on goal, Seattle. Jaden Schwartz, 1.5, 135. That still has value. It's not going to be this big of an edge, of course, but a big edge nonetheless. Here you get it at MGM, DraftKings. See, it's moving too, which is a good sign. Still value at MGM. So I would look at that. I would look at these other ones I have on screen. We'll get the kinks worked out on this, on SaberSim, as we go along. Of course, we still have those hand building skills we get. And as we do more of these, we're going to really work out what we're going for and our knowledge and our process. So thanks for joining me. I know it's been a long one. We'll get these more efficient as well as the season goes on. But it's good to be back. It's good to be almost ready to fire. And yeah, let's go. Jump in Discord, like and subscribe. Check out TrueDFS.com to get access to all these tools. Thanks a lot.